Good morning. This video explains about reflector antenna. This topic under the syllabus of Anna University, the fourth year, seventh semester paper, EC 8701, Antenna and Microwave Engineering. This topic belongs to Unit 2, that is reflector antenna. So reflector antenna, so everyone knows the reflector antenna. This is the reflector antenna diagrammatic representation. This is parabolic reflector. So here the reflector antenna is always known as secondary antenna. Why it is named as secondary antenna means, so this is the reflector antenna. This is reflector antenna. This is horn antenna. So from the horn antenna, it will capture the signal, then it is reflex, it is transferred to regions. So reflector antenna always need a boosting or a insisting signal from some other antennas, that hence the reflector antenna is known as secondary antenna. The horn antenna is a primary antenna, and as well as it is known as standard gain antenna. Okay, so the reflector antenna is known as secondary antenna because it should be initiated, or it should be motivated, or it should be insisted by another antenna, whatever it may be, horn antenna, dipole antenna, any other antennas can be used. So this is reflector antenna. Okay, so here it is the signal. The reflector antennas mostly used in space wave communications or space communications. Reflector antennas mostly used in space communications or space wave communications. So it is used at microwave frequencies. The frequency band will be high, microwave frequencies. So it is capturing the flat reflector. So whatever it may be, sometimes the signal will be, so from this, the advantage of reflector antenna is back lobe radiation totally eliminated. Back lobe radiation totally eliminated. How in the sense? So it is capturing the signal. There is no radiation in the backside. So all the signals will be impinges on the parabolic reflector. Then it is transferred. Hence it is the back lobe radiation totally gets eliminated. It may be flat type reflector, or it may be corner reflector. It may be flat type, flat in the sense, so it is corner having small slanting is here. So if it is simply flat, in the sense it is flat, here it is flat reflector. So this is flat reflector. The primary antenna, here it is, this rod is dipole antenna. Okay, so the dipole antenna will give the signal and the flat. So but here the, if the reflector shape is flat, it is flat in the sense the signal cannot be received from the flat reflector in a proper manner, does not can be a proper manner, because so it is flat, so the signals will be scattered everywhere. So if the receiver cannot receive or cannot capture the proper signal, hence it is mostly the corner reflectors. So here it is the corner reflector or parabolic reflector, the parabolic shaped already I shown. So these two shapes are preferable. So types of these antennas are used at microwave frequencies. In reflector antennas, another antenna is used to excite it. Hence, the antennas like dipole, slot, and horn antennas are used for this purpose, called primary antenna. And the reflector antenna is called secondary antenna. Already I explained. Then types of reflectors. It is large flat sheet reflector, small flat reflector, thin linear reflector, active corner reflector antenna, passive corner reflector antenna, curved reflector with the front feed, curved reflector with Cassegrain feed, elliptical reflector, hyperbolic reflector, circular reflector. These are the types. Large flat sheet. So this is flat sheet. Simply it is a large flat sheet. So it is large flat sheet, small flat sheet, thin linear reflector, active corner reflector, passive corner reflector. Here it is the corner reflector. The reflectors, it is a corner reflector. So here it is the corner reflector. In this reflector, in front of this, the feed line will be there. So if it is the angle, this two angles, angle of these two plates is 90-degree, means that is known as retro reflector. RETRO, retro reflector. Okay. So if the accused angle, that is this angle, the angle between the two plates is 90-degree, in the sense it is known as retro reflector. Okay. So here it is the corner reflectors. Then curved reflector, already I shown the curved reflector, the parabolic reflector, diagrammatic representation already I shown. Then it is elliptical reflector, hyperbolic reflector, circular reflector, etc. So here it is the planar reflectors. The simple flat sheet, it is a thin linear, like that. Corner reflectors, there are two categories, two types of corner reflectors: active corner reflector, passive corner reflector. When the corner angle is 90-degree, the active corner reflector, it is known as square corner reflector. When the corner angle is 90-degree in passive corner reflector, then it is called retro reflector. Okay. So it is active corner reflector, in the sense the signal, the driven element will be present in front of that corner. In front of that corner, the active element will be present. The passive corner reflector, that is corner reflectors without an exciting antenna, can be used as a passive reflector or target for radar waves. Okay, so the passive corner reflector means there is no need of primary antenna. So it should be located to capture the radar waves. Okay, so passive corner, active, already we know active device, in the sense we, in order to, we have to provide supply and it should be worked. So here the same concept here also, the active corner reflector, in the sense in front of the corner reflector, an active element, there is either horn antenna, either dipole antenna, it should be located in front of the corner reflector. But when the corner angle is 90-degree, in the sense it is passive corner reflector, that is retro reflector. The passive corner reflectors are used without any primary antenna, but it can be used for to capturing radar waves. So the radiation resistance is a function of spacing between feed and the reflector. If the spacing is too large, that is the radiation, if the spacing, that means the reflector antenna as well as the primary antenna, the distance between those two antennas are very large, in the sense unwanted multiple lobes, that is from some other signals also captured by reflector antenna, hence the directivity of antenna gets lost. That is the spacing. I think it's clear. So here it is the capturing the reflector antenna. This is the primary driven element. If the driven element is here, it is located far away from here. That, in the sense, it receives the reflector antenna will receives the signal from this driven element as well as from the environment also, the reflector will capture the signal. Okay. So here it is the spacing effects. So only it's told if the spacing is too large, in the sense unwanted multiple lobes are produced and hence directivity of antenna lost. Then the spacing affects the gain and bandwidth. For smaller spacing, the bandwidth is narrow but gain is higher. For larger spacing, the bandwidth is broader and the gain is lower. So here it is radiation pattern. It is the color representation of, already I told radiation pattern means the previous video I explained the radiation pattern in the sense diagrammatic representation of radiation of an antenna. So here it is. Already I told the reflector antenna, the back lobe radiations gets eliminated. So here it is. The radiation pattern will be more. That is the here there is no back lobe radiation. Back lobe radiations gets eliminated. Then the parabolic reflector. It's one type of reflector antenna. This is parabolic reflector. So next it is the horn antenna is the primary antenna. These are the diagrams, that is how we are getting the signal, etc. Then the parabolic reflector, the transmission and the reflection using parabolic reflector antenna. So how, where it is located, it should be located where the primary antenna can be located. So that is known as feed antennas. Feed antennas. So here it is, the feed antenna which is located here. The feed antenna is offset. Sometimes somewhat it is slanted. Then it is the Cassegrain feed system. The primary antenna is here. One hyperbolic reflector. Again, it is reflected into the parabolic reflector. This is one of the feed system. Gregorian feed system. So this is also the same, but it is somewhat tilted. Okay. So these are the feed systems. Where the primary antenna, the feed system of reflector antenna means where the primary antenna is located. That is, that explains the feed systems. So here it is axial or front feed. The first feeding method is feeding, we are giving food. So like that, here it is feeding signal into parabolic reflector. Okay, so it is axial or front feed. So here it is front axial, so which is the parabolic reflector, the middle of the axis, the axis, in the axis the feed element is present. Okay, so here it is axial or front feed, in the axis the feed antenna is present. Then off axis or offset feed, the antenna is slightly, it is slanted. Okay, so what is the need of this slightly slanted, in the sense here the signal coming from feed antenna as well as the signal coming from axial antennas will be merged together, will be joined together. Okay, so that is having a problem. Then it is some of the waves coming from this feed antenna will be does not captured by this parabolic reflector, that is spillover. Spillover, spillover. What is spillover? The signal coming from the primary antenna does not captured by reflector antenna is known as spillover, or it can be known as, said by other words, the signal escaped from primary antenna is known as spillover. Okay, so here it is some of the signals coming from here, the feed systems, as well as it is merged with the signal coming from the reflected waves. Okay, so that is also having an issue, that is spillover and back lobe. The second drawback is back lobe radiation, it is merged together. it does not received by the transmitted by the reflector antenna. So another one, the design criteria is F over D ratio. In the reflector antenna, F over D ratio. That is, F is the ratio of focal length, this distance. D is the dimension of reflector. F is the focal length. D is the dimension of reflector. So F, here it is located the F, the focal length. If it is here, in the sense, no signal will be lost. So all the signals coming from this primary antenna will capture by reflector antenna. No signal will be lost. Here it is located in the sense. But more overlapping coming from primary as well as coming from reflector, that problem will be occurs. Okay. So if it is located far away, if it is the focal, the primary antenna is located from the dimension, it is the mouth of the parabolic reflector. From the mouth it is far away, in the sense, automatically the radiation, back lobe radiation problem can be eliminated, but spillover problem will be occur. That is, what is spillover? Waves escaped from the primary antenna, that is known as spillover. Okay, so the waves escaped from the primary antenna, spillover problem will be occur. So keep it in your mind, it should not be focused far away, and the dimension of this mouth also should not be very far. That is, it is very opened, wide open, in the sense we cannot receive and we cannot it will capture more signals, that is unwanted signals from the environment also. This problem also will occur. Okay, so this is axial or front feed. Next it is off axis or offset feed. So so in order to avoid that back lobe radiation, this is located, the dipole, the horn antenna is located in the offset mode, that is slightly slanted. So automatically the back lobe radiation problem gets eliminated. That is, the merging of signal coming from the primary antenna as well as the signal coming from the reflector antenna gets, that problem gets eliminated. Then the Cassegrain feed system, the horn antenna, which is located in the same direction of the reflector antenna, so that it is the Cassegrain feed system was introduced by a Professor Cassegrain. Okay, so it is in this Cassegrain feed system, the back lobe radiation gets eliminated. The back lobe radiation gets eliminated. Cassegrain feed system. So here it is, spillover and back lobe radiation, these are the two drawbacks. So in order to avoid those two drawbacks, spillover and back lobe radiation, the F by D ratio should be considered while we are constructing a reflector antenna. Okay, these are the important point in order to design an reflector antenna. Okay, then the parabolic types of parabolic reflectors: truncated parabolic reflector, then it is truncated parabolic reflector, cylindrical paraboloid reflector, pillbox or cheese antenna, orange peel parabolic reflector antenna. So here it is, truncated or paraboloid. This type of paraboloid is formed by cutting some of the portion of paraboloid to meet the requirements. A paraboloid is a three-dimensional structure. So some of the portion is cut down from the paraboloid. That is truncated paraboloid antenna. The cylindrical paraboloid, in the sense, it is like a shape of cylindrical cylinder. Okay, parabolic cylinder is formed by moving the parabola in sideways. A plane sheet curved to parabolic shape in one dimension only forms the parabolic cylinder. This has a focal line instead of a focal point and a vertex line instead of a vertex. This is paraboloid, that is cylindrical paraboloid antenna. Then it is pillbox. The third type of which is commonly used is a short parabolic cylinder enclosed by parallel plates. It is known by its shape as cheese or pillbox antenna. Again, I am telling pillbox. That means the third type, which is commonly used, is a short parabolic cylinder enclosed by parallel plates. Third type, which is commonly used, is a short parabolic cylinder enclosed by parallel plates. Short parabolic cylinder enclosed by parallel plates. So this is known as cheese or pillbox. Okay. So this next type is orange peel parabolic reflector. That is orange shaped. We know paraboloid shape. So it is truncated. It is cut down. Paraboloid. Orange peel paraboloid. So here it is. The orange. So next it is corner reflector cylindrical paraboloid. Spillover, already I explained the spillover concept. The F by D ratio, F by D ratio should be, keep it in your mind while we are constructing the reflector antenna. If F by D ratio is very high, in the sense automatically more number of signals will be escaped from the primary antenna, the spillover problem will be more. Then it is, if the F by D ratio is very less, in the sense it should be the back lobe radiation will be occur more. So it is, then F by D ratio is maintained in a proper manner, in the sense automatically the spillover and the back lobe radiation gets eliminated. So already I told types of feed in parabolic reflector. Feeding, we are giving food, feeding food to the children, in the sense we are giving food. So here it is, types of feed in parabolic reflector antennas. So the direct feed, Cassegrain feed, Gregorian feed, offset feed. So here it is, the feed, it is, it's wrong, disc antenna, not DISC. So it is axial or front feed. Next it is off axis or offset feed, Cassegrain feed, Gregorian feed. So front feed, it is front feed. Cassegrain feed, already I explained. This is primary antenna. Next it is secondary, that is hyperbolic reflector. Then here it is parabolic reflector. Okay, the advantages of Cassegrain feed system already I told, which is introduced by a professor Cassegrain. So advantages of Cassegrain antenna: the feed antennas and associated waveguides and front end electronics can be located on or behind the dish rather than suspended in front where they block part of the outgoing beam. So this is, here it is having one drawback, the Cassegrain feed system. Here it is the signal coming from primary antenna. This is hyperbolic reflector. Some areas, where the hyperbolic reflector is located, that area we cannot receive the signal from the reflector because it is blocked. The blocked rise problem will be occur. Blocked rise, because it is, while the hyperbolic reflector is located, where it is located during that area, this area we cannot receive the reflected waves, the blocked rise problem will be occur. Okay. So in order to avoid this blocked rise problem, the offset feed method is introduced. So offset feed method, automatically the primary antenna is located in a slanting manner, so the signal, the blocked rise problem gets eliminated. Then the feed antenna is directed forward rather than backward toward the dish, as in a front fed antenna. The spillover side lobes caused by portions of the beam That means the secondary reflector are directed upwards toward the sky rather than downwards towards the warm earth. Dual reflector shaping, the presence of a second reflector in the signal path allows additional opportunities for tailoring the radiation pattern for maximum performance. So increase the next advantage is increase the focal length of the antenna to improve the field of wave parabolic reflectors used in dish antennas have a large curvature and short focal length to locate the focal point near the mouth of the dish to reduce the length of the supports required to hold the feed structure or secondary reflector. Disadvantages, already I told, the Cassegrain feed system having the disadvantage that is named as blocked rise. A disadvantage of the Cassegrain is that feed horns must have a narrower beam width to focus its radiation on the smaller secondary reflector instead of the wider primary reflector as in front dishes. So here it is the angular width, so it can be located in an angle manner. So in order to avoid the blocked rise issue, the feed system, the offset feed system is introduced. So here it is the feeding method, whatever it may be, the horn antenna or dipole antenna, it should be located in an offset manner, a slanting manner. Okay, so this is offset feed. The reflector is an asymmetrical segment of a paraboloid. So the focus and the feed antenna is located to one side of the dish. The purpose of this design is to move the feed structure out of the beam path. So it doesn't block the beam. It does not block the beam. The blocked rise problem gets totally eliminated in the offset feed method. So it is widely used in home satellite television dishes, which are small enough that the feed structure would otherwise block a significant percentage of the signal. The offset feed is also used in multiple reflector designs such as the Cassegrain and Gregorian. So that's all the reflector antenna. So I'm repeating once. The reflector antenna is otherwise known as secondary antenna because it should be initiated by some other antenna. Hence, it is known as secondary antenna. So, it is corner reflectors or curved reflectors, flat reflectors. Okay, so the flat reflectors, the signal capturing strength will be very less. Hence, it is the corner reflectors or parabolic reflectors are used. So the important terms spillover in the sense the primary signal, primary antenna, the some of the signals does not captured by the secondary antenna, that is reflectors from the primary, that is known as spillover. That is the waves escaped from the primary antenna is known as spillover. Then backlobe radiation, some of the waves will be merged together, that is the primary signal from the reflector signal, it will merge together, that is known as backlobe radiation. Next, it is in order to construct a reflector antenna, the F by D ratio, the focal to diameter distance, that is should be maintained in a proper manner. If the focal length is too high in the sense, more spillover problem will occur. If the focal length is very small in the F by D ratio is very less in the sense, backlobe radiation will be more. So, in order to tally both the things, the spillover as well as backlobe radiation, the signal, that is the middle, the feeding method should be placed in the placed to satisfy the F by D ratio. Okay, so the feeding methods, some of the feeding methods, feeding in the sense the primary antenna is where it is located, based upon that some of the feeding methods, that is aperture feed, next it is dipole feed, Cassegrain feed, then offset feed. The Cassegrain feed system having a drawback, that is blocked rise. In order to avoid the blocked rise, the offset feed system is introduced. Mostly the reflector antennas are Reflector antennas are used in space communications. It is used at microwave frequencies. Okay, thank you.